Hey everyone, welcome back to Helmets, Handlebars, and High Sides. On today's video, we're going to take a look at the hot new electric dirt bike that was recently introduced to the market by a company called Stark Futures, and this bike is called the Stark Varg. This company has made really bold claims. Let's go check it out. Real quick before we get started, remember guys, if you like what you see here, please help me out, subscribe to my channel, like the video. All right, let's get to it. The Stark Varg. What the heck is a Stark Varg?
We named it Stark Varg, which in Swedish means strong wolf.
So it's a Swedish thing because this is a Swedish company. Stark Varg means strong wolf. And they go on to actually explain that the wolf is the king of the forest over there, I guess. I really don't care too much about the name. I care about everything else that they're going to say after. It's a lot of bold kind of statements about this bike. So let's take a look at that. So let's start off with their first bold statement, number one.
We started this journey with the ambition to design and develop the fastest, most powerful motocross bike in the world.
So they want to create the fastest, most powerful motocross bike in the world. Understand that they are comparing motocross bikes to motocross bikes in this entire thing. They're not trying to compete at the moment with like the Live Wire or any of the other street bikes that are out there. This is moto to moto kind of thing. If you're going to claim to have the most powerful motocross bike on the planet, then you're going to have some serious behind all of that, right? This motor better put out some serious Well, listen to what they say that it can actually do. This is actually pretty impressive if that's the case.
And with a peak power of over 80 horsepower.
80 horsepower. For a motocross bike, 80 horsepower sounds insane. If they're gonna have that much power, it's not gonna last very long. Or this is a really heavy bike. At least that's what I thought too, until they kept going.
This is the motocross with the highest power to weight ratio on the planet.
Weighs only 110 kilos or 242 pounds.
110 kilos, 242 pounds. Pulling 80 horsepower? That sounds pretty insane. Now I know what you're thinking because I thought the same thing. If this bike's got that much power and it's fairly lightweight, there's no way there's enough to last for an entire race. There's no way this could actually compete with a normal 450. Stark covers that. Listen.
And has a range that's similar to a full tank of gas on a 450.
And
can complete a full heat at MXGP intensity.
If you've got a 450 race bike, this could compete with it. But wait, there's more. Because I know some of you also are saying, well, I wouldn't race this bike. I'm not into racing, but I wouldn't mind an electric bike to go through some trail riding and things like that. So how would it fare there?
We're up to 6 hours of trail riding.
6 hours of trail riding. They didn't say what kind of trail riding. Maybe they're doing a lot of flat, easy kind of flowing trails. There's no major hill climbs. This isn't enduro stuff. But 6 hours? That doesn't sound too bad. What's the thought process on if I had a race in the morning or I went trail riding in the morning and then I have something else in the afternoon, I got another race or I want to keep trail riding, how long does this thing take to charge? Well, Stark.
A full recharge will take you 1 to 2 hours.
Now I'm guessing the 1 to 2 hour span is how low maybe you were. Maybe it's what you have accessible to charge. Like, is this a fast charger versus a regular charger? I don't know. They didn't really specify that. So let's get into some more of the rideability and service kind of aspects of this bike. And let's start with some of the things that, you know, we're used to riding the bikes as they are right now. Well, electric bikes don't necessarily have all the components that our bikes have. This bike has no clutch, and you don't shift gears. It does it all for you. What are your thoughts on that? For servicing, I think this is one of their big claims that you need to hear. Listen to this.
Our bike requires the same level of service as a bicycle.
The same level of service as a bicycle. That's pretty crazy if you ask me. But that doesn't mean they made this so simple that you don't have control over things, because they did give you control. Check this out.
The unique display on the Stark Varg is a shock-resistant and waterproof Android phone.
So all your dash and controls and everything that you would do as far as controlling like your power delivery and things like that is all on an app that comes on this Android phone that you mount to your handlebars. It actually looks pretty cool. Now, one of the other cool features about basically having an electric bike is that there's no intake and there's no exhaust. So you'd think if you tip over, like you were on a trail ride and you went for a swim in, you know, a creek crossing or something like that, you don't have to worry about flooding your engine, right? And they claim that this is a waterproof engine. So even if you do this, you're not going to have to worry about it, because you won't actually have to deal with any of that stuff anymore, because your bike is now waterproof. Cool. So one of the really unique things that I did see about this bike, and I've never seen on another bike before, if this does exist and someone did create this for dirt bikes, please, you know, throw a comment below, maybe throw a link in there, show us what you've seen, but I've never seen anything like this. Instead of using that traditional method where you're turning and you have to, you know, turn on one side with a wrench and match it up and then you tighten down, and then you go to the other side and try to do the same thing using those lines, they are using a clicker kind of method, just like you would for your suspension. So as you adjust out, you know, to adjust your chain slack, it's clicking. And if you went 10 clicks out on one side, you go 10 clicks out on the other side, and you're going to be guaranteed to be even. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the second part is how they actually incorporated their axle nuts into this same product, where instead of a normal axle nut like you see here, you have a pretty smooth surface. Now, if you end up sliding your bike out, or you're going through trails and you're hitting things with your rear wheel, because it does happen, you hit rocks and stuff, it doesn't wreck that axle nut back there. And they kind of made it a good joke about it.
With the Stark Varg, your nuts are safe.
With the Stark Varg, your nuts are safe. Okay, so to start wrapping up this video, let's talk about the why. Why would you want to even look at this bike? Why would you want this? Why would you want to buy this bike? And there's the argument for the emissions part and all that. And then there's the other argument, well, how much resources are we, you know, using to make lithium batteries or to power all the electricity to charge these bikes and all that? And I don't want to get into that. The video from Stark brought up noise. Places don't want the noise anymore. So listen to what they had to say about it.
20% of all tracks in Europe, that is 1 in 5, have been shut down due to noise.
That's pretty significant. 20% of the tracks have already been shut down just because of noise. Forget emissions, just noise. So just because it's an electric bike doesn't mean it doesn't make any noise. It makes noises, guys. And I went and tried to find some clips so you can actually hear what this sounds like. Take a listen. Now, I don't know about you, but when I hear noises like that, I think about something like this. Or when it comes to a motorcycle specific thought, this is what I think of. You guys, any of you had one of those as a kid? The Evel Knievel, you wind it up and go shooting out. That's the first thought that comes to my mind. Now, I know it's got power and I know it's got to make noise. I just think it's still kind of humorous, and I'm so used to that dirt bike sound. It makes me just want to laugh. I don't know. Well, that's everything that I wanted to talk about. What do you guys think? Is this something that maybe you could be interested in? Did they make too many big, bold claims for you that you don't think they're going to be able to back up? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And again, thanks for watching my channel, guys. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.